Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm called the Big Game Hunter because I've been hunting down leaders and staff for organizations for more than 40 years now. And today I want to talk with you about job interviewing up until the point that the interview starts. Everything that you need to do to set yourself up properly in order to perform well. Now, let's assume you have an interview scheduled. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is do some research about the firm. No employer likes a job applicant who comes into an interview and says, "So, tell me about your company and what it does." It's ridiculous. Ever hear of this thing called the web? Go online, find out about the firm and what it does. Look up the individual that you're going to meet on LinkedIn. Do a Google search. Do some homework about that individual so you have a sense of what their background is. And then, on the day of the interview, arrive a few minutes early. Why? Real simple. You want to set your mind in a proper frame so you can perform well. If it's hot out, you want to cool off because no one likes to shake hands with a popsicle. If it's cold out, no one wants to shake hands with someone with sweaty palms. If it's cold out, you don't want to shake hands with someone with hands like a popsicle, do you? And they clearly don't. So warm up, cool off, depending upon the weather. And then invariably walk into the building. You'll be greeted by a receptionist who says, "Hi, can I help you? I have a 2:30 appointment to meet so-and-so." They'll invite you to have a seat for a minute and wait. Sit facing the greatest number of entry points to the room so that you can see someone approaching you. Years ago, I remember I had a meeting at a bank, and there was someone in the reception who had an interview with someone. There were two entryways into the reception, and this person picked the wrong one. They should have been facing where they could see both doorways open up, so they wouldn't be surprised. Instead, this person had their back to one of the doors, and of course, this is where their interviewer was going to emerge from. It was a rainy day. They had an overcoat, an umbrella, a copy of the New York Times in a briefcase, and they were reading the newspaper. Their name is called. They're startled. They try to fold up the newspaper, pick up their raincoat, and fold it over their arm, put their umbrella there, pick up their briefcase, shake hands, and they were startled and kind of flustered. And I know they didn't perform well at the beginning because you could just see they tensed up a lot. So face the greatest number of entry points into the room where someone could come out and greet you. And as you walk to the interview area, as you walk to their office or the conference room where the interview is going to go on, immediately size them up as a person. Are they smart or not? Are they aggressive or not? What are they like? And deal with them as you presuppose them to be. Experience tells me that if you are meeting someone socially for the first time, 95 times out of 100, your instincts about them would be right. But because it's an interview, it's important. It's your career on the line. People paralyze this decision making and they freeze up. Just deal with them as you judge they're going to be. Because, as I said, 95 times out of 100, your instincts are right. Frankly, if you were at a casino and you knew you were going to win 95 times out of 100, would you worry about the other 5? Or would you just deal with the hand that you got dealt and know that you'd win almost all the time? The latter, of course. So as soon as you walk in, size them up as you presuppose them to be and deal with them. Because the first 10 minutes of the interview are the most important time. It's where each of you decides whether or not to pay attention to the other hour of your conversation. This is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. If you like today's video, come over to my or actually, if you're watching it on YouTube, click the like button down below, put a favorable comment there. If you're watching it on my website, there are other videos there as well, as there are on YouTube, of course. And while you're at my site, sign up for a complimentary subscription to my e-zine. It's called No BS Job Search Advice, and it's published on Tuesday with advice for job hunters that's good anywhere in the world. Read some of the previous articles on my from the e-zine on my site. There's more than 50 websites where you can post your resume. There's access to Indeed on the links page, Job Search Universe on the home page, both of which search thousands of other sites concurrently for job leads. It is also easy to work with career builder links. You can listen to podcasts of my radio show, which is called No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I broadcast it on Mondays on Blog Talk Radio with advice for job hunters. Again, that advice is good anywhere in the world. You can find out about my books and guides to job hunting, as well as other people's books, all of which are available on Amazon. If you haven't already done so, send me a connection request on LinkedIn. The address is linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. I accept connection requests from anyone except if you're a recruiter. I don't accept third-party recruiter requests, or you live in a country that's known for scams or spam. Sorry, you have to find a different way to get email addresses. Lastly, if your firm is hiring, send me an email at the address that's going to be below, and I'd love to help your firm do some hiring. This is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Hope you have a great day. Take care.